So the object of this exercise is to get a good a match on this bike to the front wheel as I can and get rid of that one. Now the only wheel I've got to work with is this Mavic wheel. Well, this took about an hour to get the stickers off either side, so it's looking more like the Cube's wheel anyway now. This wants all this sticky stuff taken off, some jiff or something. We need a new disc because that's a bit dished out, and you may notice the loose spoke that was in it is now here. I've managed to saw through it there. You see that? I've took it out, I've measured it, but I think there's a problem because the end, and I didn't know there were two different sorts. The end is sort of, I don't know if you can see that, it's flattened at the end and then it's got a mushroom end on it. Whereas all these other bikes, right, if you look down there, see, that's bent and it goes through that hole. Same with the Scott, and same with front wheels as well, obviously. And it's even the same with the Carrera Vulcan. The spokes are bent at the end. Well, I'm going to go on the internet and see if I can find any of these, because if I can't, then that's it. End of story. We'll just have to scrap the wheel. Right, so I've just fitted a new spoke on this. You can see it, it's that one there. Right, so that's that done. So the next job is to replace that disc. Well, I'm waiting of it in the post, it's supposed to be coming today. And I'm also going to treat it to some new brake pads as well. So we'll then get rid of that wheel, swap the tyre over onto this one, give the wheel a good clean, and put it back on, sort the gears out. Okay, put that back on there. Move to the next bit of film. Right, so just that way. So we've got a torque screw here, which is, let's have a see, 150 mils, that's T25. Now I've already got two of them done here. I haven't got the new disc yet, but I just thought I'd have a go untying doing these first. Hang on a minute. Yeah, that's undone. So I'll try this one now. I mean, obviously they are pretty tight, these. You can imagine why. So the disc is worn in the middle, it's dished out. It's done its whack, really. And what I'm doing, I'm replacing this with a Shimano, so that it matches, at least matches the front disc on the front wheel. There we are, that's all of them undone. Take them all out now, get the disc off. So the new disc, well, it was ordered yesterday afternoon, I think. And she reckons it might be here this afternoon. Well, it'll probably arrive too late to fit it, so I'll come back out in the morning and do it. There. Right, so let's put that down over there. Mustn't lose them bolts, so that just lifts off like that. Now this one, this has got arrows, there you see, so that's the direction that the disc goes in, not that side. It will go on that side, but no, it's supposed to go on that side, and it is dished out slightly. Yeah, so that's going to go, and just a case of waiting now for the new one to arrive. Right, that's one way of making sure you don't lose them, is put them all back in the holes. Right, so now I've got to turn the cube upside down. I'm going to get that wheel off. Now, where them stickers was on here, or where the stickers were, right, I don't think you can see it, it's dull, there's tacky. Now I've just tried some jiff on it and it won't shift it, so Ellen's said to try this nail polish remover. So let's see how this goes. So what you do is you put some of it on this one of these, and are you bringing it off? Oh, only just. Oh, it's pretty stubborn stuff, this. God, that's really, got a long way to go here. God, that is, it must be good stuff, this, what they stick these on with, because there's no sign of them coming off at all, them stickers. Well, that's taking quite a while just to get that off, but it has come off compared with that, so I'll just carry on with it. Well, I'm really struggling with this nail polish remover, but I thought, how if I just squirt it with WD-40? Squirt it with that and it starts coming off, no problem. So what's going on here then? It must be something different in here. And look at that, it's just bringing it off right away. Look at that. And this bluish goopy stuff. The WD-40 is just dissolving it. That's unbelievable. I just thought I'd try it, just out of interest. And it's definitely making a big difference, that. Wow, and they're talking about stopping doing WD-40 because it's got something in it that's bad for the environment. Well, it's not bad for this wheel, because it's certainly bringing this glue off. Who would have thought that? WD-40. Never in a million years would you? Look at that. That's coming off a treat, isn't it? Just a bit more there. I think when it starts getting a bit clogged, it don't come off as easy. Yeah, just a bit stubborn there, but I'll get that off. Right. All cleaned up. Now this is the other side, around the other bit, and I've left this to soak for a while, this WD-40, and look at that. You just leave it to soak in and it must be slowly dissolving this this glue. Who would have thought of that? Look at that, it's coming up like brand new underneath that. Just a little bit left here and there, but you can see, look at the muck. It's just bringing it off. You might think, you know, it's not dissolving the paint, is it? Well, it's WD-40, it doesn't dissolve paint, does it? Look at that, it's unbelievable. Yeah, just leave it to soak for a bit. Right, what do you think of that now? Well, there's a few little marks on it, but it's not too bad. It's nice and clean now. Who would have thought that WD-40 would dissolve sticky glue? You could just see a little bit there I've missed, but that'll come off dead easy. Right, so we're all ready for the disc to go on then. I can swap that wheel over and get the tyre off it. Then I'll scrap that wheel when I get a chance. Right, so I've just swapped swapped the band over from that other wheel. Right, so this is the day after. So we very quickly from Amazon got this disc, and it's come with 6 new bolts, but I can't help noticing that that one is a countersunk bolt. See, and it's a crosshead. Now that's a bit odd, because all the others are torch screws with a dome head, so that won't do at all. Anyway, I've got the others there on that wheel. I'll have to use one of them. Well, that's a bit odd, isn't it? You can see it. It's the wrong sort of wrong bolt completely. That's how they should be. See? See, you never know what you're going to get. But I mean, look at that. Isn't that a thing of beauty? Now it says on it, resin pad only, and it's got little arrows. It says rotation, so it's that way. Yes, absolute thing of beauty that. Well, let's get it fitted. Right, one wheel all ready to go on. Now it's a Mavic wheel. Now whether they're a good make, I don't know. They probably are, aren't they? It says it down there, look. Mavic. It's all cleaned up. I've cleaned all in between everywhere, and I've given the spokes a good wipe over, and there's a little bit of rust on them, but they're not too bad, really. I mean, it's done 6,000 miles, this bike, the wheel rather. Well, the bike's done 6,000 miles, but the wheel has. But you compare them spokes with these of the Scots, and you can see the rust, see the sunshine and the rust. I mean, that's bad. Oh yes, listen to that. Yeah. Oh, there's hardly half an hour goes by without some dog barks somewhere around here. Yes. Yes, they do very little to stop them. Right, now you mustn't forget, of course, this isn't a new wheel by any means, and it's, like I say, it's done 6,000 miles. So I'm putting this on. I mean, what you've got to remember is that there's 2 bearings in there, and there's also a ratchet. How long they'll last, I don't know. So we'll have to see. So what I'm going to do now is give this a good clean up. I might take that stand off after. I mean, look at this. Look at all that's supposed to be black paint, look. Yeah, £39 for what I remember this. So I might take it off after and try and give it a bit of a paint with that. The trick is holding this camera right, because it's tend to drift off like that. Yeah, so I'm going to clean it up now, give it a little wipe over, find something to sit on because my back's a bit bad, and then we can put the wheel back on. These jockey wheels are a bit mucky. You see it? Yeah, that's definitely showing signs, but it might be easy to take the chain off and take them off one at a time. I think I might do that. Okay, we'll see you shortly. Right, so I've had the chain off, and as usual I'm getting totally mixed up as to how it goes around these jockey wheels. Anyway, I've done it, so I've got a good clean up. I mean, it could do with oiling, I suppose, but it's all on now. New disc, all cleaned up, so it's not too bad. Right, so next job is to get it on its wheels, and I'll put them new discs in. New pads now then. So she's paid a little bit more for these new disc pads, but I've got a new disc on. I mean, really, you should put new pads on with a new disc. The front one is practically new, so we'll have a fresh start with them and all, because they've done a few hundred miles them, so I'll put them on after. First job is to get it on its wheels. Now my back isn't up to much. I've got another appointment to see the doctor. I don't know when that'll be. Right in the middle of my shoulder blades. I've pulled a muscle. It's on the 28th of June. It's now the 8th of July, and it still isn't right. So is it ever going to go right? Right, so the wheel's on now. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? It's more of a match for the front, except for the spokes, but it looks, you know, it hasn't got them big stickers on that says whatever it said, Mavic or something or other. Right, so all I've got to do now is put new disc pads in, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute, if you just bear with me. Right, renewing the disc pads. So I've done this a few times. What I prefer to do is undo these Allen bolts here like this and take the actual caliper off the bike. So just bear with me, and I'll just unscrew them. Right, I've got the other one off, which is a bit fiddly, and there's that one comes out. Now they're both on these, they're both the same length, so I no need to worry get mixed up. So you just lift that off there, and out it comes. And then what we do is we just take that split pin off. I mean, they don't look that badly worn, these, but I've got to put new ones on. So I'm going to take that split pin out of there now and remove them. Right, so have a look. Yeah, that's it, that's so off. Squeeze the split pin together. Now I don't think there's a spit in the area or not. So you take that split pin out, like so. Hang on a minute. It doesn't want to come out this, does it? There you go, shove it back in. Let's just straighten it up a little bit more. I think it's trying to rain out here. Right, that should come out now, that's it. So what happens now is push out that way, straight out like that. There's the old pads. So they've got something to morph. Well, so have these. They're the same make as these. So she's got 2 pair for, I don't know, 10 quid I think, and before she got 4 pair for about £11 odd. Right, so that there now, that's the pad, and you get a springy thing here, just there like that. What you do is you hold the whole thing together, and you very carefully shove that in there like that, up there. Now they say put a new split pin in. There's nothing wrong with this one. So I'm going to shove that old one back in, over. Right, and that should then, well, it won't, now that won't go on there, you see. That is because the new pads. This will go between them. Yeah. There we are. How's that? Right. So it's just a case of putting these back in now and tightening them up. So let's I'll just put these in tight. I'll leave them a bit slack, and because what you do is you have to pull the handlebar grips on. Right, not quite tightened up then. So what you do now is you pull the brake on tight. So that means that those new pads now are gripping that disc, and they're centralised onto that disc where they should be. So now you can tighten it up. Fiddly this. So nice and tight. There we are. So that's new pads in the back. I'll just do the same with them front ones now, which are arguably a bit easier because these are easy to get to. Alright. I mean, really speaking, these are going to be on for a long time now, because I don't intend doing as many miles on this bike. There's a for sale sign up outside our house. We intend moving, and where we're moving to, well, you'll have to wait and find out. First of all, we've got to sell the bungalow, and anyway, the next job after that is that I'm going to try and paint that. So anyway, we'll leave it at that this video. I'll show you what it looks like on a future video. Okay, bye. Right, and if you're wondering what's happened to the old wheel, there, sawn up. I cut through it in one place and it absolutely gripped the saw blade, really under tension, so I had to undo all the spokes. But that is going in the wheelie bin, and good riddance.